Okay, welcome back to 9 Years in China and Beyond, where I try to tell you stories, news, events, anything that I have been a part of, or anything that's going on. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, guys, okay? I'm just trying to get something out there for you. This is going to be one of those videos where I'm going to be probably a little critical, hopefully not get too critical of things going on right now in China. First of all, I want you to know that I miss China a lot. I miss my people. I've just been talking on WeChat to some of my students. I miss that part of China very, very much. I miss those people, those beautiful people. But, as you know, most of us Westerners have a little bit of trouble understanding what is going on over there sometimes. Sometimes this CCP things we just don't get it. One thing that's going on this week has been the floods. Beijing has had floods, and they're trying to cover it up. That's part of what this video is about, is why does China want to keep stuff a secret? If you're having a catastrophe, there's no reason to hide it. Maybe you need help. Maybe you can't deal with it by yourself. And when you hide it, even hiding it to the world is one thing because you're trying to save face or whatever. But hiding it from the people in your own country, what are you afraid of? There's no secret to a flood. China has floods every year. I lived there long enough. I know what's going on in China during this time of year. But in Beijing, like Tiananmen Square was all flooded. I saw the videos of it, all right? And nobody in China doesn't want you to let that news out. Who gives a crap? Hubei, massive floods in Hubei. And what's going on there is really bad. You send those relief workers in there to try to help rescue people, help get people fed and watered, and roof over their head. Then you go tell the people from outside, the people that are not local, that we've got it under control. You can leave now. They're afraid. China's afraid that some secret is going to get out, that people died, and of course they died. Anytime you got floods that bad, people died. And I've seen the videos of the people floating in the creeks, floating in the middle of the road. It doesn't matter. That stuff happens all over the world. It happens in America, but in America we don't try to hide the news. If it's in the news, you're going to see it at 6 o'clock, more than likely. Unless it's really, really terrible, then we might have to censor out something, like a dead person. But we're not trying to hide the news. And other things that are going in Hubei, those relief supplies that are going in, people are keeping them. People that don't need them, people that are not in a catastrophe, are keeping some of those foods, or they're selling them on the street. They did this, guys. China does things like this a lot. There's so much corruption within that the CCP hasn't even touched. And I'm talking about real corruption. But again, if there are people in need, don't take food and water out of their mouths for your benefit. See, that's what gets me angry about what's going on over there. Same way down south in Fujian province, they had flooding all over the place. You got typhoons that caused a lot of this. Some of the flooding that's going on over there, guys, is also releasing too much water from those dams. And now you're flooding your agriculture. So you're killing people, you're flooding your cities. Why? Everything needs to be done within control. See, that's the deal. And that's what I've never understood about things that they do. A lot of things over there just don't make sense. Then here, what was it, a week, 2 weeks ago, that roof collapsed in China and killed those girls. You know, now that could be a true blue accident, but again, construction in China is scary. I would never live in a building in China, a big tall building like people do. They use the cheapest products they can. They build everything the cheapest way they can, the cheapest steel, and there's no wonder why buildings lean and collapse. There's no wonder, and they're expensive. That's a whole nother video right there, is the expense involved in housing in China. But the construction is terrible. I remember I think it was 2013, It's my first year in Shangzhou, Henan province, and I was at a really good little school. I really loved the school. The people there are really cool. But they were building this big, enormous, gigantic building that had it didn't look Chinese at all. It looked more like Russian or Western architecture a little bit. But anyhow, it was huge. I mean, massive building. And nothing had been put in there yet. Everything was still a little bit under construction when I first got there. And being curious after I moved there, I wanted to go look around this building just to see what it's all about because of the architecture. It's a really, from a distance, it looked really cool. But as I got up to walking around this building, you could already, this is a brand new building, and you could already see it cracking. You could see the concrete cracking, and that junk they put over the brick to make it look all like it has a smooth texture or whatever. I can't remember what the name of that stuff is. It was falling off in gigantic sheets already. The building nothing's even been put in the building yet, and the building is falling apart. You know, there needs to be some way to regulate construction, because to me that's a safety hazard for one. You got to build where it's safe, where it's dependable, where it's not going to crash, where it's not going to sink. And I've seen buildings in China sinking also because they couldn't build the foundation enough. Then, on that same campus, I can't remember what the name of the building was, but it was another brand new building that was literally sinking into the ground. You know, so what is going on, and why is there such a need to hide everything? You know, what does it matter? You already look bad enough in most of the world's eyes because of the things you do. And now you have these gigantic natural disasters, which we could send you relief, or we could send you help, or you could have help move from somewhere else in your country, and you can rescue people, you can save people. You understand? I just have never understood that overwhelming drive to save face that bad. You know, all China really wants to do is make it look like everything is tranquil and peaceful and we all get along together. It's just not true. All right. So anyhow, that's enough of my little rant. I'll try to have a good story for you maybe next time. I'm talking with some of my old contacts over there. We want to bring you something cool, something neat. All right. So we'll work on trying that. But today, at least I want to get a little bit off my chest, and some of this is going on right now as I'm talking to you. So you have a great day, and I'll see you next time on 9 Years in China and Beyond. All right? We'll see you later. Bye-bye.